then being in the prison system. Did you incorporate your teachings from a child, from being a seer, from dealing with herbs and oils and all this other stuff in your ministries when you're dealing with the children, when you're dealing with the church, when you're dealing with in the
Oh
prison?
man, let me tell you about this oil I made, right?
Girl,
So
oil.
I'm over the youth department, right? And I want to say, don't quote me on it, but I want to say Exodus 30 gives you a recipe for oil, right?
Okay, okay.
So Spirit tells me to make the oil.
Mm-hmm.
I don't question. I'm like, all right, cool.
Mm-hmm.
So I go over here to get some stuff. I go over here to get some stuff. And then I call the pastor and I'm like, hey, listen, I've got a couple more ingredients because he initially laughed at me when I said I was going to make the oil.
Mm-hmm.
And then as the ingredients are coming together, he's like, oh, wow, this is actually coming together. I'm able to make the conversions on the measurements and everything. And I needed the last two ingredients. Well, the only place that I could get it from was a witch and a warlock. They had an herb store up in DC, right? So I called the pastor and I'm like, hey, pastor, I have everything but the last two ingredients. And the only way that I can get them, I'm going to have to get them from some witches. They're the only people who has it. So he says, go with God, sister. So I said,
Woo!
okay, cool.
That's what I'm talking
Now, mind
about.
you, I have to give props where props is due. Before he became a pastor, he was actually Elohim. So he was conscious of some things that the average pastor would not necessarily be conscious of.
Mm-hmm.
That being
Mm-hmm.
said, I get the herbs, right? I bring them all together and I do exactly what I'm led to do. I have all the children dressed in white. We come together. We're going to do this at midnight.